They didn't know that if you shoot someone and 10 people outside could hear?
These tents are pretty thick.
Like, you're dead.
Some of you guys might have seen this already, but there's a video that went out. A Florida woman in her own apartment complex working out in her own gym.
Oh, I have seen this.
Oh, I saw this, dude.
Dude just comes up and just randomly attacks her.
In her own
Apartment gym.
It's like, you know, you need a key card to get in, and this guy just standing at the door, and she lets him in.
She lets him in thinking like maybe he's a resident and forgot his key card, so she's being nice about it.
I buzzed him in, he came inside.
You're like, that's not a workout outfit.
It was just another Jew coming in to work out, so I didn't think of anything out of that.
So she's just in there doing her workout. Homeboy just comes up to her. Yeah.
As soon as he was approaching me, I pushed him. I said, bro, what the F are you doing? Get away from me, stop trying to touch me. And he started chasing me around the bench, and we ended up on the other side of the gym.
Whoa.
fuck?
So he was like a homeless dude? Or does he live there?
She's down though, bro.
She said that
giving
she's,
it to him.
yeah, she said that she's seen him around
I'm
before.
grateful that she came forward.
Oh, look at that.
I know that her
She's about to take the bag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so she fought him off.
Can I see the rest
So
of
what
the video?
happened at the end?
Oh, you want to see the freaking tactics?
movements.
All right.
My advice would be to never give up. My parents always told me in life to never give up on anything. And that's one thing I always kept in my mind when I was fighting him. As long as you don't give up, you fight back, you show him that you are strong, that you are one, that you're able to fight back and survive
That's good
any
advice.
situation. I believe it's possible.
She's probably on that pre-workout too, that's why.
She's bucked up, dude.
Yeah.
She's using barbell brigade, sour gummy. Strength stack.
The reason why she let him in is because she's seen him around that area before. But I don't know if he's...
Well, he could be the homeless guy on the same block.
Exactly, yeah. And I guess like what they found out later is that there was like another time, maybe either before or after that, I can't remember which one, that he would just watch people on their balcony. Like another person had a report of saying like, hey, this dude's just watching me from down below, looking up at my balcony, and then he showed up at their door.
What? To do what?
They didn't open it.
So he's not a resident.
He can't be, yeah.
He's a local, though.
I mean, plus
But he might be.
he's also walking in there and he's got fucking what looks like hotel slippers on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He got a cool jersey.
Yeah.
Hockey jersey fan.
he did have a cool jersey, yes.
Is that Red Wings? Yeah.
Where was that at?
In Florida, Tampa.
Damn.
Well, that's just regular Florida behavior, though, right?
It's crazy out there.
Oh, no.
I'm so happy nothing happened to her though.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
It is crazy, and like the longer surveillance video and stuff too. Like she like opens the door for him. She's like in the middle of her shit, and he just kind of is like chilling around, or he like walks and he just stands there, and then she's like going to the other room, and then he's just like standing there for a second.
Yeah, just being creepy.
Yeah, it's just being really weird, you know. So it's like obviously also like a really just improper behavior. It's like something's kind of loose up there, and then even the way that he like attacks her, so to speak, it doesn't seem. He just seems loopy, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like he's trying to fucking put her down.
Definitely don't look like a professional.
Nah, he was trying to take her down, bro. He picked up her legs, trying to dump her. Yeah, dude.
What was his like goal? Like, was he trying to like bone in the middle of the gym?
Who knows?
Or he might be off his like rockers, just like not on his meds. you know?
But the thing is, like, what do you do with somebody like that? You know, like what's the solution?
Like, how do you help him?
Like afterwards?
Yeah, like once you like, what do you do with him? Do you send him to jail? Like, how long does he stay in jail for? Like,
California, catch and release.
yeah, bro, he's gone. He's out of there in California. So it's like it's a weird thing.
They
where
would probably ask her like, "Are you hurt?" And she would be like, "I don't think so." And then, all right, cool.
yeah, because he's definitely like not there.
Yeah.
bro, right. Like,
What are you talking about, dude? He's got a cool jersey.
That's cool. That's true. I take everything back. I
I
said.
thought that was a hockey jersey.
That's definitely what he said.
I think I'm pretty sure it's a hockey jersey.
It is at the end of that
The Red
video
Wings.
too, when she does get away from him, it's like she like runs out the door and stuff like that. He's still kind of just like discombobulated.
Yeah,
and
he's still
stuff.
kind of going after her too.
So it's like it's dope for her to just kind of like get out of that situation, get into I'm assuming maybe is like a more public street or something like that, you know, be able to call for help. But that's
You ever think about sometimes being nice like that opens the door?
Oh hell yeah,
Or like,
100%.
Especially as a lady, right? You got to be really careful how you move.
Well, because being nice doesn't necessarily mean anything to a person that's crazy. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean like an olive branch is out and they're like, oh, they understand or they pick up you're being nice. Right. They might just be like, oh, someone's within my reach.
It's an entry point for him.
Exactly, yeah.
they're like, free candy?
Yeah, sometimes, man.
That's what he might be thinking, you know?
That's kind of why you have to be careful with, like, you know, just people that you see out. Like, not even like strangers, but just people that don't seem right.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the person to be like, hey, you don't just start a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine how like complex it is if she isn't aware of that situation or like who that guy is as like a random, you know, stranger who's already gotten some sort of report. And like imagine a dude that's like, you know, and you're in like a metropolitan area or like a neighborhood of like, you know, other people that are responsible. Yeah, like a nice complex, and maybe a guy's like knocking on the door. You know, you also don't want to be like, nah. At the same time, but
Yeah, like, where's your fucking key fob or
but I
whatever?
do think like people,
think like that.
yeah, especially chicks or people that like obviously maybe can be physically, you know, in trouble. They should be like extra fucking protected.
Girls shouldn't even take the chance, in my opinion. I don't even
Yeah,
think.
but what if they're afraid to be like racist or something? Because they're like, oh, I don't want to open up that door because it's for like, or I do want to open up because it's a black guy and I'm afraid to be a racist.
Yeah, but then the
or
race
whatever.
card I feel like is in essence secondary to
the safe card.
yeah, to the safety card, right?
But some not all people think that way though.
No, yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm not racist, so I'm gonna open the door for him. Like,
That happened to me a little bit when I was in outside the studio in downtown. Some girl was like knocking on my window, was sitting in the car. I just don't talk to people if they try to talk to me in downtown at all.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Yo, I needed something. Like, let me like roll your window down. Just roll it down." I'm not rolling. I'm like, "Nah, just get the fuck out of here." Like, I cussed her out. And then she was like, "Nah, I'm not homeless." Like, she just kept saying, "I'm not homeless." I was like, "I don't give a fuck if you live."
You're acting like it.
that's homeless activity.
And then like she like left and walked down the road, and then like she was like cussing me out or whatever. She left, walked down the street. A few minutes later, I finally drove off, and then I saw her trying to change her tire in her car 3 cars down from me.
Technically, she could still be homeless though. You don't know.
Did you pull over and help her? Or you're like, dude,
No, man, I said fuck that. I'm not gonna face my fears.
You know what makes me?
I felt so bad, but I'm like, hey, but again, like,
It's downtown, bro. Downtown's different.
I'm not changing my rules for nothing. Even if I was wrong, I'm like,
I'm so paranoid. I
That could
know
be a racket, dude.
It could be a honeypot. It could be like, yo, can you help me? And then you're like, all right, where's your car? And then you, oh, it's just down here.
it really could be, yeah.
And then they're like, oh, it's in this alley real quick. I just broke down right here. And you're like, yeah, sure. You walk over and they're like, all right, dude, 5 guys come up. What do you got in your pocket?
Yeah, it's a Medellin type scam. Yeah, I mean, she clearly had a flat tire and everything, and had the jacket.
She was the one that needed, like, I don't want the 5 guys to show up.
But it was odd because she wasn't saying that. She was just like saying, just roll it down, just roll it down. I'm like, that's a weird way to go about it anyways. Like,
You could easily sign like I have a flat tire right there. It's like a window. It's not like a fucking soundproof box.
and it's like to say like, no, I'm not homeless. Is like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's like, they don't gotta say none of that stuff.
But you are a dick for not helping her.
Hey, but still. yeah,
Downtown's crazy though.
That happened to me 3 times in a row, and I will not change.
I've seen people just take a shit on the sidewalk downtown, man.
He's got a couple of videos of that.
Oh my god, yeah, this dude was taking a massive dump in front of my door. He took his jacket off, he was just taking a dump in it. And I was like, come on, man. And then he like bundled up his coat with all the shit in it, and he like David and Goliath swung it, and it splattered across all the cars that were like at the stop sign. Like these dudes were still driving. I was like, that's points for creativity.
What do you do with that guy, man?
Yeah.
Like, how do we help that guy?
Well, yeah. So the district cop, who's like the fashion district police officer guy, came over, and all he could do was just beg him to leave. He was just like, "Please, just go." You already took a shit. Like, get out of here, man. Couldn't do anything about it.
That's wild. And you still love living in downtown?
No. No, man. I like living in Lincoln Heights. I don't like living in downtown LA.
Yo, right down the street from you though, there was some crazy shit that went down like right in front of Barbo. Like there was a guy that was fucking so drugged out. He was trying to come up and open all the doors. And then I felt something, like I heard something in my door. I was just chilling inside of my car. And then I look up and this guy's looking at me with bloodshot eyes, like bald-headed cholo, like tatted up and stuff. And he's like trying to open the door like hella aggressively. And I was like, what the fuck? Turn on my car and I move a little bit and I just see what he's doing, and he goes into other cars, right? And there's two guys that was leaving Barbell.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're just like regular dudes, like gym goers, right? And I saw him like hassle him, like fucking punk his ass. And I was like, oh no. So I busted a U. I went back, and then I was in the car, and I was like, hey, what the fuck? So he looked at me, and then he's like, fuck you! And he just started like coming up to me. So I was like, oh shit. So I
Change
drove
targets.
Yeah. I drove up a little bit, but I didn't drive like hardcore because I wanted him to follow. So then he was following me now, and I was telling those guys like, go, right? And then like when I went, he would just chase me, and I just fucking bounced. And I looped back around, and I went inside the gym, and I was like, dude, you know this guy was fucking hassling your members? It was weird, man.
What kind of drugs do you think he was on?
It was not
you had to guess.
normal
Bath
drugs.
salt type shit.
PCP or some shit, huh?
The real question for our hero over here is, where was Bart?
Yeah. What the hell were you doing, Bart?
Were you there that day? I know Gio was there.
He was hiding in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
Gio was there. Because
He was PRing.
when I parked, so I drove back in, I parked my car in the back lot when you guys had that open. And I ran in,
those days.
and I was like, Gio, like, your members, are they okay? Because I don't know if they ran back here or where they went.
He was like, oh, that's just Julio.
And
He'll be out there.
I went to the front desk.
Let him run around a little bit
And I
longer.
told him to call the cops, and then like, yeah, but that guy was like a creature. Like his eyes were like, and he was just. And then the guys later, we talked to him, and they said that he just smelled like alcohol and all that. He just wanted to fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's different rules for people that like clearly look like they don't follow rules.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that. You don't follow rules. You get a different set of rules.
The rules are out the window.
And these ones are in.
I remember like we were talking about this a long time ago, but I was just in like near Venice Beach area or something like that. I came out of an ice cream shop, and then this homeless dude looks at me. He's like, "Fuck you, Chinaman!" Right? And he's just going off.
You're like,
on
I'm
me.
Vietnamese.
Whenever it's convenient. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, I don't know the rules to this situation right now, because the dude's like, you
You
know,
gotta say a slur back to him or something.
Just walk away, dude.
It's beyond reason. That's the hard part.
What do you want me to say to him?
No, he was a white guy?
Yeah, well, he's a very, very dirty white boy, yeah.
Yeah, so some sort of white racial slur.
It might be the same guy. I was in Venice Beach too, and there was this one white dude pulling a fucking baby carriage basket, and then he was just talking like fucking shit, and then like, get on my way, right? And when he saw me, he goes, oh, fucking Chinese.
Might have been the same cat. Might have been Nigel.
And I was like, damn, dude.
I think they all have like one, like homeless people, they just have like one look, bro. If you notice, like one race. Have you noticed that? It's like,
What race are you homeless?
It's like beyond, yeah, for
I
sure.
can't tell, bro.
The scary thing is like the types of crimes when there's like that population in the area, the crimes are so weird. They're very like unusual. Like the one that was right next to where like off of Main. Yeah. It was like, oh yeah, there was a report of a guy pushing a burning shopping cart with a woman inside of it. Like that's the crime? Like that is so odd. Yeah. Like it's never like normal things with a clear goal. Yeah. It's like there's no.
It's like Mad Libs.
Yeah, it's just they're just doing whatever.
Mad
Yeah.
Lib crimes.
Yeah, it's like bizarre stuff. So again, like how she handled it, that's great that she was able to get away. But man, not everybody's.
Yeah,
that.
don't open that door, bro. If you don't
Don't
have
take
your,
the chance,
if
man.
you don't have your key card, you gotta go back upstairs and go get it, bro. Sorry.
Or if you're alone in there, like, come on, man.
I do not miss living in downtown.
There was like, when I went to Southside Underbelly, he's right on Skid Row.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's right on Skid Row. He's down, dude. He like just picks people off the streets and like, yeah, that's why he can do those 10, 20 interviews a day.
Oh.
So there's tents like all around, I don't know, Stanford and Fifth or whatever, right? Like tents everywhere. And this lady was coming in like giving blankets to people. And then I guess she kind of like knocked on the tent as if it was a door, like, you know, and then but I guess this guy was kind of like whatever, drugged out. And so she tried to kind of open it and be like, hello, and then he screamed at her. And this was me just pulling up, like, he's like, don't fucking touch my house, bitch. Like he was screaming at her.
It's not funny, but it is.
But I swear I heard like a gun cock.
Wow.
And then I told Mark, I was like, bro, and he's like, you don't know, Johnny, like there's actually people here who don't just because they're homeless, it doesn't mean they're not strapped up. And I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
Because they're protecting themselves, they're scared, and
And
Different
then-
set of rules out there.
Shit.
And the guy that reached out who was under him, this other dude, he was like basically saying like, cause he lived on Skid Row too, like before he got a job and all that. And he's like, these people, a lot of them they don't want help. They just want to, like, they've made a choice to just stay here. And there's also other gangs that kind of act like they're whatever to patrol the area. It was crazy, bro. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, the ecosystem's so
right.
different. huh?
That's a whole thing that I'm interested in because I know that that's a peace zone for all the gangs because they all sell drugs. So Bloods, Crips, everybody, they just
Don't fuck with the market, basically, huh? Yeah.
Some of those tents are just businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that
That's
was
what
in
he was
front
saying.
of the one they cleaned up in front of the brewery. Remember, I told you I think this dude has your scooter because it was a chop shop. Yeah, that whole tent was a chop shop, so you could see people bringing bikes and motorcycles, and then all day long you just hear the saws, the paints. They had a paint booth.
You hear all that shit in the tent?
Yeah. No, they're doing it outside the tent.
No, they had a school bus.
Yeah.
I don't know how,
Yeah.
but they had a full old school school
Full
bus,
school bus.
with tents, and then they had a whole fucking business there.
Yeah, so it looked like a repair shop that was owned by a homeless person. So people are like, "Oh, that's nice that he has his business still." I'm like, "Yo, these people bringing stolen shit all day, and he's like chopping them up."
Rest in
changing
peace,
parts.
my scooter.
But then the cops finally put a stop to it because someone had shot somebody in a tent. Oh shit! That's the only reason.
Because they're like, I want my headlights back.
Yeah, they didn't care about all the stuff he was doing until someone got shot, and then they're like, "Okay, now we can move on it."
They didn't know that if you shoot someone in a tent, people outside could hear.
These tents are pretty thick.
You're fucking dead.
You heard that?
Don't zip it up. No.